Social Perspectives, hosted by J. Gentile Everett, is brought to you by the Renaissance Ministry.
Hello, welcome to Social Perspectives. I'm J. Gentile Everett. We're here in this magnificent house of worship in the rolling hills of Largo, Maryland. And we're here to present to you the importance of understanding everything we hear might not serve our causes in the most positive light. For an example, can people work together? Black people, white people, irrespective of race, irrespective of social status. Can these work together? Many people will tell you the answer to that question is an emphatic no. We can't. But is it real, or is it simply a myth that has been passed along just to keep us from finding out? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Social Perspectives. The real question is, can we work together? You know, from biblical times up to the time of the crushing of the Berlin Wall, we have been told that you can't trust people. You can't trust people like you. You can't trust people from your own ethnicity or people from your family. And did you know we have been told this so long until many of us actually grow up believing that everyone outside of me is in some way out to harm me. Everyone who's not within me have it out for me. They are coming for me. They want what I have. They will undermine anything that I try to do. And it is because of this kind of cynicism that many people will live their life detached from other people because of a maniacal suspicion seemingly has taken over who they are. I want to submit to you today that there does lurk a spirit in our atmosphere. And I'm not talking about something religious. I am talking about something that's social, something that's real in us. People who come in and out of our space. Many will come because they want to perpetuate and promote the lie that you can't trust anyone. And I get it. Sometimes we go through so much pain. We go through so many vicissitudes and so many problems, and we've had such dangerous and ugly experiences that we tend to believe that we can trust no one. So then we start to live our lives with secrets everywhere. We pack and stuff secrets in various corners of our lives because we believe that we cannot trust anyone. Well, the first thing I would like to say to you, love is a strange thing. There's really only one way that we should love, and that should be without condition. Unfortunately, most of the people that we run into are people who are committed to loving based on a set of conditions, which would suggest the moment that you go beyond this predetermined level, this predetermined line, When you cross it, then my love eviscerates and I'm no longer interested in loving you. Well, I submit to you, there was never any love in the beginning. Love is so powerful that it goes well beyond the grave. Let me give you an example of that. If you were to go to any cemetery on All Saints' Day or on Easter or some other religious holiday, you will see people coming by showing their expressions of love by leaving beautiful flowers at the gravesite of someone who was dear to them. Even though the person is physically nowhere around and would never be a part of their circle again, that love was so powerful that even 6 feet of packed soil did not take that love away. They continued to want to express that love from them to the deceased person because love is eternal. It is far more powerful than anything we can imagine. So I want to submit to all of you that that's what love is. Love has to go beyond what we imagine for it to actually be real. Secondly, everybody who comes to you and want to offer their assistance is not trying to destroy you. Now, I understand that it may take some kind of introspection, some kind of inspection to make these determinations. But the bottom line is, there are some people that are sent into your space and they are sent to impact your space in a very positive and meaningful way. They do not mean to harm you. They do not mean to add to your anguish. They do not mean to undermine your goals or in any way try to obstruct you from getting to your desired goals. We have to be open to the fact that there are some people that are sent into our space and they are sent to help us become the highest version of ourselves. They are not trying to undermine who we are or obstruct what we're trying to do. They have no maniacal purposes. They are really there genuinely to help you be the best you can be. So I want to encourage everyone to open yourselves up and do not feel just because you were hurt yesterday that you are automatically going to be hurt today. Do not permit experiences in the past to change the opportunities that you might have in your future. Remember, the people that were in your past may not be the same people that's in your future. Think on these things, and we'll be right back.
Hunger has never been more satisfied as it is when it tastes like the delicious Southern cuisines from the Clinton Inn. Here, flavor is never compromised and palate satisfaction always meets the expectation. The weekly buffet features all of the special dishes to which we have grown accustomed. Come dine with us on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy a scrumptious meal at the Clinton Inn in Laurinburg, North Carolina, where food has never tasted so good.
Welcome to Social Perspectives. We have again Bishop and Mrs. Williams, and we're going to talk about an area that might be painful from time to time. It has to do with public scrutiny. How, as leaders in a community, we always have to be criticized. And it doesn't too much matter which way we go. We're going to have to face the ire of somebody Somebody is not going to see it as we do. So I want to first ask Sister Williams.
I'm going first.
You're going first.
All right.
I know it has to be tough being the wife, pastor, and then being a community leader in your own right. And you have kids, and you all had young children before they became adult children. What was it like for you and for them to have to deal with all the things that would float around in a community? And that's all it would do, just float around.
It was very difficult. I think in the last segment that we did in the last show, preacher mentioned about me being a protector. I feel like I always have to protect him.
I understand.
And I think it was because the things that were floating around,
Yes,
it wasn't true, of course, and because I know him.
yes,
And he's the same at home
yes.
as he is out in public.
Okay, sure.
So it was kind of, I felt myself always having to say, no, that's not true.
Yes.
No, he didn't do that. No,
Yes.
he didn't say that,
Yes.
because I know him,
Sure.
So, he always say, you don't have to protect me. I have a mother. Stop trying to be my mother. And I wasn't looking at it like that. I was just trying to defend him as a man.
Because you loved him. And
I liked him a whole lot.
You liked him a
He
whole
was
lot.
alright. But because I just simply knew that it wasn't true. So I kind of overstepped a lot of boundaries in doing that. I guess I did, in a sense. I'm not saying I agree with what he said, but I did to kind of like become a protector,
How did that make you feel then when she was?
Well, I don't know if it made me feel, masculine.
I see.
And it almost, I felt, violated to a degree because
violated by who?
well, understanding that, because it wasn't necessary for you to protect when I was the provider and the protector. And it's almost like, you can't let me be a man.
I see.
And so you don't have to, protect me in that end. And so because I was so conditioned to train my fingers to war, and I, because I, am a believer of the word, and so I welcomed enemies.
Yeah.
And I knew that the haters were just
Love
a
mess.
small fruit. Not that I love mess, but I couldn't get a table prepared before me
Unless
if
you
I had enemies.
Yeah, you had to have some.
And if I was going to another level, I needed, stepping stools.
That's true.
And so he made my enemies. And so
That's true.
whenever they talked about me, it gave me the fuel to go to the next level.
Yes.
And because I wasn't preoccupied about what they said, then it wasn't a problem to me. And so when most people say that it's a struggle, it couldn't be a struggle because they were trying to condemn something that I love to do.
But the bottom line, I get it. I get it. Public life
It's public life.
is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
And we do not control
Right,
who comes into that space.
right.
Anybody who's living has the right to be a part of that public life.
That's right.
And when you are a servant to people who don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
some pretend to know you and don't know you.
Right.
And then the other thing is, right in your midst, your enemies are usually right up there under you.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
not that person that's way over there.
Right,
It's usually somebody that's in your space.
right,
I understand that the human part.
right.
The human part sometimes makes us angry,
Yes.
and we all have a natural impulse
Right,
to respond when we've been pierced.
right.
It's almost a natural response for us. When that flesh is pierced, it wants to hurt.
Right.
Hurt people hurt people.
Right.
That's what.
That's right.
That's my thing.
Right.
It took me years, literally years to come to that understanding.
I get it. I know.
It took me a long time to come to that
And that's
understanding.
the problem with most of the church too. If we are to be like our big brother,
Yeah.
and if you could be, on a cross, lied on, spit, nails and
All of that.
piercing, and then, turn around and say, forgive them, then, why can't we pattern ourselves after that? If we're like that, you have to, on a sinner's sin. And so gossiping, lying, She said, all of that is a part of that package.
But
It
it
is.
still takes time. And I never
Yes.
understood how, I'm not gonna say he didn't deal with it, but I think he had, I think it hurt your feelings.
Sure
And
it
he's not
did.
gonna say it did.
Yes.
But I mean,
I get, because he's human,
he handled
probably
it
he just
different.
kept it inside.
Right.
He processed it
Because he's
differently.
like, okay, well, I got to get you straight, so I can't express how I really feel about the situation because I know it was a lot of times he was like, well, I can't tell you nothing because you're just gonna fly off the handle.
Right.
So I think he kept it to himself. It hurt my feelings, so I know it hurt your feelings. And that's just part of like being scrutinized. You don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
So if I don't think it's fair, then I want to defend who I am as
Yes.
a person.
Sure.
Favor's not fair.
No, but that's
Well,
true.
I mean, it still take. I'm on 98% there, but it took years to get there.
Well, but believe me, if we keep living, we may discover we're not even close as we think we are.
Well, I
Because
think,
given any situation,
I think so,
a situation can take you back and you say, what?
But
It makes you think, what? Are y'all out of y'all's
it
mind?
can, but you know, I don't know. I'm still learning and growing, and I thank God that I'm still learning and growing. So I won't say 98%. I'll say I'm still learning and growing.
Yeah, I think what's really safe for most of us, let's say 51.
I didn't really say that.
Let's just say you're just barely over the
20%, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not. I'm not as bad as I used to be.
Exactly.
with dealing with that.
We know that there's been growth.
Yeah,
We do
I
know that.
have definitely grown, and it was a lot of growing pains.
Yes.
Oh my God, I had a lot of tantrums by
Sure.
myself because I didn't feel, if I went to him and said, he's just like, oh girl, don't worry about it.
Right.
And I'm saying, what? So now I feel like you're minimizing my feelings and how I feel about the situation,
Oh, wow.
and you're not helping me through this because of how he dealt with it.
I see.
You know, I'm a female. I'm sensitive. My feelings are hurt. You're not gonna hug me and say, "Boo, it's all right." No, he's just like, "Okay, they talking about you, so what?" And he go on.
Oh, okay.
So you know,
Oh, y'all, stay tuned. We're going to be back talking about these feelings and how these feelings can impact a relationship, how it can put on hold some joy, and all of those things. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When you're in need of making the old new again with beautiful upholstery, D. Berry's Upholstery is the best, whether it's automobile interior or exterior, boats, church pews, or any residential or commercial seating and the like. Look no further. D. Berry Upholstery's got you covered. Call D. Berry's at 910-276-2265 and experience new again.
We're here with James Stevens III, the all-star from the HBO Death Comedy Jam lineup. We are really honored to have such a glowing and magnificent personality in our presence. Thank you for letting us be here.
Dude, I'm so glad to have you here, bro.
Oh, no, it's our pleasure. We want everybody to know that this is the mind behind the wonder you're about to see. What helped you, or what was the impetus that got you to do Asher Theater?
Well, you know, we're in Chicago, so we had a house here. So we were in Chicago, so we came here and we went to the theater and we were like, hey, there's nothing there for us. And my wife was like, baby, you're better than that.
All right.
And so not that I'm better than anybody else, but
Sure.
the thing is, I'm different.
Right.
And so I said, well, let's just do our own theater. So that's what we did. So we created the Asher Theater. It's a Christian theater. That's the Asher is very biblical.
Right.
And so God has been really good to us, and the people have been just rolling in.
Yes. Well, I'm going to tell you, I can be a witness. I can attest to the quality of shows that you're going to find here. It's like none other. And this guy, you talking about talented. I mean, I heard him play the piano on a DVD and I was blown away. And then I heard the man with 1,000 voices. He has it, believe me, a man with 1,000 voices. So we want everybody to come and be a part of the Asher Theater and see this greatness in person.
Well, there you go again.
That's rolling right.
But we've had the Temptations, Delphonics, the Dells, the Squares,
Right.
you know. And for Thanksgiving, we got a huge corporation. Rock the boat.
All right, that is fantastic. And I want everybody to know, I am personally so grateful to this man and this amazing talent, because he even adopted my music and made it a part of the pre-show to his famous Motown show. I was really honored. I can't.
Well, you're absolutely incredible. He's very, very modest, but he's a jazz pianist. He's absolutely, and he's sort of like a poet because his music just blends and it's awesome. I love that. In fact, we had him here. There it is. I got the CD. It's an awesome CD. And yeah, we're gonna play your music whenever we can play it, bro.
Oh, man.
Like they say, we gotta get in when we fit in.
That's right. I really appreciate this. We're all excited. I want everybody to stay tuned because we're going to show you the Astor Theater in living color. Stay tuned. We have three demons and they all sing like angels. They're going to tell us who they are right quick and we're going to say something about them. So check them out.
My name is Shania Johnson. I'm Ciara Language. My name is Lynette McCoy, Soul Man's Life.
And let me tell you all, these are three of the baddest performers you will see anywhere on the earth. I have been so blessed by what they've been able to do. They have brought Motown back to life, all of these performers. So we can't help but to thank you so much for all that y'all are doing. You are just a rich in my life. If I had $1 million, I'd give all of you one. Y'all are just done stretching. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Supreme.
And it hurts.
thank you for joining us on this episode of Social Perspectives. We ask that you continue to help us keep our message of love alive as we try to take this message across the world. We are so grateful for the support that we've gotten from so many people from so many different places. No words can express our gratitude. Please feel free to contribute to our cause. The information to do so is at the bottom of your screen. Please feel free to help us continue this great work. We will be highlighting various activities and happenings in various communities. So we're saying to you, if there's something good happening in your community, please let us know. We love to put it on blast so everybody else will be aware that everything bad that's in the world is not happening everywhere. We are only here to highlight the positive activities. We want you to make sure you continue to support those who help us. You will see their names on the screen. And we want you to all be blessed, walk in His favor, and we'll see you the next time on Social Perspectives.